Hi Sam. I'm excited to see you today. Are you ready for another vocabulary lesson?
Hi Alex. I'm definitely ready. What word are we learning today?
Today, we're diving into the word.
Rund.
It means round in English.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Are there other meanings?
Yes, there are a couple of meanings. The most common one is round, but it can also mean full or complete, especially when talking about numbers. Just be careful not to confuse it with the English word run, since they sound similar but have different meanings.
Good to know. What about grammar? Is
rund,
a noun or a verb?
Rund.
Is actually an adjective. When you use it, you might say,
Der Tisch ist rund.
which means the table is round.
I see. So are there any other forms of this word?
For adjectives, you have the comparative form,
Runder.
and the superlative form.
Am rundesten.
You might say,
Dieser Tisch ist runder als der andere.
which means this table is rounder than the other. The opposite would be,
Eckig.
meaning square.
That's really interesting. Where does the word
rund,
come from?
The word has its roots in Old High German, where it was,
Rund.
as well. It evolved over time but has kept the same meaning throughout. It's fascinating how some words can stay consistent in meaning for so long, isn't it?
Absolutely. I love learning about the history behind words.
Let's break down the word.
Rund.
It doesn't have a prefix or suffix, so it's quite straightforward. It describes the shape of something, like a ball or a circle. You can think of it like assembling a simple Lego piece, it's just one solid block.
That makes sense. But what about similar words?
Great question. There are quite a few. For example, there's,
Runden.
which means to round off, and,
Rundschreiben.
which means circular letter. You also have,
Rundfunk.
meaning broadcasting, and,
Rundgang.
meaning tour. Each of these uses,
Rund.
in a different context.
Those are some useful words. Can you give me more examples?
Sure. There's also,
Rundherum.
meaning around, and,
Rundum.
which means all around. Then you have,
Rundreise.
meaning round trip, and,
Rundenzahl.
which means the number of rounds. Each of these builds upon the idea of,
rund.
Wow, that's a lot of words related to.
rund,
Now, let's think about some real-life situations where you might use.
Rund.
For instance, while shopping, you could say,
Ich hätte gerne einen runden Tisch.
which means I would like a round table.
So I would repeat.
Ich hätte gerne einen runden Tisch.
Exactly. Or if you're describing a dish, you could say,
Die Pizza ist rund.
which means the pizza is round.
Let me try.
Die Pizza ist rund.
Perfect. One more scenario could be when talking about a ball. You might say,
Der Ball ist rund.
Der Ball ist rund.
This is fun.
for remembering the gender, since
Rund.
can describe a noun, you can think of nouns that end in,
Ung.
typically being feminine, but
Rund.
itself is just an adjective.
That's helpful. Any tips for using it?
Sure.
Rund.
Is quite neutral and used in both formal and informal contexts. You might say phrases like,
Ein runder Tisch. Eine runde Zahl.
and
Runden Sie das Ergebnis.
just be careful not to mix it up with,
Eckig.
which means square.
Got it. Are there any commonly confused similar words?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, don't confuse it with,
Laufen.
which means to run. Also,
Rund.
can be confused with,
Rundlich.
which means somewhat round.
That's good to know.
Let's look at some example sentences. You might say,
Die Erde ist rund.
which means the earth is round. Another example is,
Die Münze ist rund.
meaning the coin is round.
I like those examples.
You could also say,
Ich habe einen runden Tisch gekauft.
meaning I bought a round table.
Ich habe einen runden Tisch gekauft.
Perfect. How about,
Wir haben einen runden Geburtstag gefeiert.
which means we celebrated a round birthday.
Wir haben einen runden Geburtstag gefeiert.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. Can you tell me what
Rund.
means in English?
It means round.
Great. What's the comparative form of?
Rund.
Is it?
Runde.
Yes. And can you give me an example of a noun that can be described with?
Rund.
How about?
Tisch.
Exactly. What's the opposite of?
Rund.
That would be.
Eckig.
Correct. And finally, what's the historical origin of?
Rund.
It comes from Old High German.
Perfect. You're doing really well today. To wrap up, remember that
Rund.
means round and can be used in many contexts. It's a simple but versatile word that can help you describe shapes and more. Keep practicing.
Thanks, Alex. I feel more confident using
rund.
now.
I'm glad to hear that. See you next time for more vocabulary fun.
Bye, Alex. Looking forward to it.